video on Russian YouTube channel ChebuRussiaTV has clocked 9.5 million hits this month with a shocking prank which exposed a rampant homophobia in Russia. The film showed two young men walking the streets of Moscow holding hands with a hidden camera filming them as passers-by shout homophobic obscenities, with some of them being physically aggressive. The video has caused a heated debate in both Russia and Ukraine. Ukrainian online magazine Bird in Flight decided to conduct a similar experiment on the streets of Kyiv. Unlike in the Russian experiment, Bird in Flight invited real gay men to participate in the Ukrainian version of the stunt. Joining us today in our newsroom to talk about the Ukrainian version of the experiment is Julia Chuzha, a journalist from Bird in Flight, and one of the participants of the experiment, Zoryan Kis. Julia, Zoryan, welcome to Ukraine today. Julia, first question for you. Can you please tell us why did you decide to make exactly the same experiment on the streets of Kyiv, and what did you expect to be out of it?
So after Russian prankers published the video, we heard and read a lot of comments and questions how it would be in Ukraine, like if somebody decided to repeat such an experiment. And we decided to do the same. And we had actually no expectations, but personally I had a hope that nobody will hit actors and participants, and that everything will be all right.
I understood. Zoryan, can you tell me, when Bird in Flight approached you with their offer, what was your initial reaction and reaction of your partner?
Well, our immediate reaction was we have to do it, because we had a number of reasons for that. First reason being we were really excited of what the reaction of people in Kyiv would be, and we really wanted to compare the reaction in Kyiv to the reaction in Russia. And eventually the result was very interesting. Secondly, we did want to walk down the streets of Kyiv holding hands, which we never did before. And in this case, we had security guards, so it was relatively safe for us. And thirdly, and probably most importantly, we wanted to expose homophobia that exists in Ukraine, and we wanted to carry a message that it is really important for the Ukrainian government to finally start protecting LGBT people from discrimination and hate crime, which we did see by the end of the video. However, for an hour and a half that we walked down the streets, we didn't see any verbal or even physical aggression towards us, and most people were just surprised.
In your comments to the video, you said that you realized the danger of this experiment on the streets of Kyiv, but did you consider that you would be beaten on the central street of Kyiv?
Well, exactly as Julia said, I was so obsessed with the idea that I didn't do a proper risk assessment. I didn't. Well, in the back of my mind, of course, I did know that I might have been beaten, but I never expected pepper spray right into my eyes. And that was first time after the Maidan I had that experience of being pepper sprayed. Yeah, I did expect this reaction, but anyways, I did not expect to be pepper sprayed, and that wasn't a pleasant thing.
Well, apart from the very last incident, or the incident with which your video clip ended, you said that you walked the streets of Kyiv for 1.5 hours, and in the video clip, we saw that everything was fine. Nobody was shouting obscenities at you. Nobody was verbally or physically abusing you. But the video clip was only 4 minutes long. Can you reveal a secret? What was in the raw footage of these 1 hour and 26 minutes, which did not make it into the video clip, which was aired?
Yeah, well, basically, when we walked in the streets of central Kyiv, we saw many people just not paying attention to us at all. But those who did pay attention to us holding hands, some of them smiled at us supportively. most of them were really surprised. We were like extraterrestrial creatures for them, like foreigners maybe, who did not realize that this is not acceptable in Kyiv. And some people were also obviously not accepting us, but they chose not to speak out or not to approach us or not to hit us, which I think is a good sign that Ukraine is one tiny step ahead of Russia, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, let's talk about this distinction between Ukraine and Russia. And as you just said, that Ukraine is one tiny step ahead of Russia. What was the social outcome of this experiment? What is the outcome of this experiment for the LGBT community?
Well, first of all, this experiment has restarted the discussion about human rights for LGBTI people, which basically started a month or about 2 months ago after we had extreme violence during the Gay Pride March here in Kyiv, and we saw again that most people in Ukraine do not accept violence against anyone, including LGBTI people, and so we saw a lot of comments in social media supporting us, saying that we are very brave people, and also saying that those 10 or 15 young men chose to pepper spray us before attacking, and that this wasn't brave at all on their side. But this brings the discussion even to a higher level, because Ukraine is now in the process of drafting its new constitution, and in the anti-discrimination article of that constitution there used to be sexual orientation as protected ground. That means that LGBTI people would be protected from discrimination in Ukraine, but it was removed after some people, including churches, insisted on removing that article. And the irony behind this is also that just a month before that, our president said that taking part in LGBT pride is a constitutional right of every person. And right after that, sexual orientation is being removed from the constitution, and we hope that this experiment, where we exposed violence and hatred towards LGBT people, but also support from the majority of the society, or tolerance from the majority of the society, will carry a message to our government, and our president will insist on returning to the initial version of the constitution.
Shifting from the social effect back to the experiment itself. Again, in the comments to the video, you said that you realized that one guy sitting on another guy's lap in central Kyiv is provocative. Can you tell us whose idea was that to do this, and what did you expect to achieve by this provocation?
Well, that wasn't our idea. That was the idea of the producer of the video and also the chief editor of the magazine, Yevgen Safonov, and he decided to basically be even more provocative with the video to probably attract more reaction from the people, and eventually we did, but not from the right people. But I have to say that we were not beaten for being provocative. That wasn't the reason why we were beaten. We were beaten exactly because we were gay men, and according to those people who were beating us, we were violating the laws of nature, and we were also called a danger to the Ukrainian nation, and so on, and that was the reason they wanted to beat us. And then after they were told that this is just a experiment, they were told that we are just actors. They thought we were not real gay men, so they told us, if this is an experiment, we apologize, but we are going to exterminate people like this in our society.
Zurian, Julia, many thanks for coming to us and talking to us. This was Volodymyr Sulu for Ukraine Today, together with Julia Chuzha, a journalist from Burning Flight magazine, online magazine, and Zorian Kis, a participant of the LGBT experiment on the streets of Kyiv. Thank you for watching us.